Hey guys and girls, this is Gordon Overkill and I am an idiot because I completely forgot when I recorded the third episode of The Adventures of Sally in Tales of Majayal. I forgot to plug in my microphone, so I have to re-record the sound of the whole episode right now. I don't like that much. I prefer it if it comes a little more spontaneous, but well, guess we have to live with it. So I hope you forgive me. Well, anyway, in the beginning, Sally thought what to start with next, and I tried out a couple of things with the test character, but the first thing that was definitely to do was to get back to Sally's home village, Dearth. So that's what she's doing right now, because there she wants to get at least one quest and do one rather exciting thing. I will read these texts now a little quicker, so I get that in time. A human robed in immaculate with satin opens the door and his eyes you appraisingly. Ah, an adventurer. I was just thinking that I needed a new one. Well, sounds promising and ominous. Indeed, it is both promising and ominous. I can reward you handsomely for your efforts, but they will lead you into deadly peril to which, I assume, the previous three fellows who went off on my errand, never to return, can attest. What do you propose? Good adventurer, I am an alchemist, and quite a good one. This year, for the first time, the great Brotherhood of Alchemists has invited my application to their number. I'll not try to patience with details of the application process, but suffice that to say that it is grueling. Fortunately, a mere 3 tasks now stand between me and the acceptance. Well, how can I help? I require ingredients for 3 potent mixtures. Obviously, since I seek your aid, none of them is to be found by simple strolling to the local herbalists. No, they will need to be forcibly parted from their owners, who will, just as obviously, put up a fight. I've yet to encounter a Naga who would be persuaded to hand over her tongue. Ha! Oh, I am droll at times. Well, I specialize in separating vital body parts from monsters. What do you offer in return? Why, I will let you share in the fruits of my labors. Each of the 3 mixtures I shall produce in a quantity sufficient to create 3 doses. 1 for me, 1 for the Brotherhood and their confounded trail, and 1 for you. I must tell you that time is of the essence. I am not the only one who the Brotherhood invited this year. Yet they will accept only one applicant. The first to complete their trials. I know of at least 3 other laboring furiously to take my rightful place. Should your aid see me through, then I will reward you beyond even the remarkable elixirs. I've an ancient, life-bringing emerald that grants great powers of health and healing when used properly. What do you say? What can I say? Of course, I'm a hero, so I accept. Excellent. Now then, I have 3 elixirs I'm working on. I'll burden you with only 1 at a time, since I've learned the hard way about the hazards of overloading an adventurer's brain. Here are your options. The elixir of the fox, which makes you as nimble and cunning as a fox. The elixir of avoidance, which sharpens your natural inclinations to get out of the way of incoming harm. Or the elixir of precision, which grants intuitive understanding of an enemy's most sensitive spots. Which would you like to aid me with? Well, Sally thinks about it a little, and I think that she is most interested in her defensive skills, so she takes the elixir of avoidance. Permanently increasing range defense and melee defense by 6 points. Sounds cool. Here's a list of the ingredients I'm missing. Please attempt to not lose your life in the pursuit. I'll be most put out of if I must wait another year. Oh, and I suppose I should tell you that I've already a handful of adventurers out scouring the unpleasant places of the world for these ingredients. Delhi and one of them shall claim the prize while you're out. Okay, I'll be off. And the second thing Sally wanted to do here, get up here to this loud shouting man with which stands up there. A tall man, a hooded man stares at you. Yes, I shall like a promising warrior indeed. You look like a promising warrior indeed. I have an offer, human. You see, I am an agent of the arena. I look for promising warriors that can provide a good show for the audience. Perhaps you are strong enough to join? All you need to do is beat 3 men in battle, and you shall be rewarded. You consider the offer of the mysterious hooded man for a moment. Well, I'm strong. What do you have to offer? You can feel the man smiling from inside his hood. I've wealth and glory to offer, and some very useful combat experience from fighting our men. So, what do you think? Are you up to it? I'm ready for battle. Let's go! The man smiles in approval. Excellent! A great fighter is always willing to head into battle. You certainly won't regret meeting us. Indeed. So, are you ready to fight? Well, that sounds like fun to Sally. I'm ready. The man quickly walks away after making the gesture to follow him. And here Sally enters the arena in order to defeat 3 enemies. Well, here's the first time she realizes that she is lacking a crucial skill, because against missile fighters such as this halfling Slinger, she has problems to get into melee range in time. I got a nice hint to deal with that, but well, what can you do? I tried if I could still change one of my last class points that I gave, but it's not possible. Well, so I guess Sally has to do the arena without this skill. Wait until the next level up. And here she comes. Getting close to this halfling Slinger, using her special abilities, but he retreats. And the first one is already down. The next one is a gladiator with a trident. Again, this guy tries to retreat after getting a couple of hits. That doesn't help him. Here he is down. And finally, the last, fighting with melee weapons and magic both at the same time. This guy does a lot of damage, so Sally has to use her regeneration rune. Still, she has to eat a couple of fireballs. But she can do that game herself. The Konok Rogue comes back from the shadows. Well done, human. I knew you had potential. The Rogue takes off his hood, showing a fairly young but unmistakably battle-hardened man. A man, the name's Ray. I work for the arena to recruit great fighters who can give a good show and not die in 2 blows. You're one of those, indeed. I won't keep you away from your adventures. I was there too, long ago. But we can make you true champion. Beloved by many and battling in diamonds. Bathing in diamonds. As you travel back to Earth in company of the Rogue, you discuss your battles in the forest. He provides you with great insight on your combat techniques, plus 2 generic talent points. Very well, Sally, I must go now. Good luck in your adventures, and come visit us when you're done. I will. Farewell for now. 2 generic talent points. That sounds quite excellent to me. Guess it was worth following this strange hooded figure. And these points are gonna be put into thick skin for additional damage resistance. And armor training to level 4. So as you can see, Sally still goes greatly into her defensive skills. There she goes. Steel Mace of Amnesia does not look very interesting to her. So, rather just return to Earth. Well, I guess this was the first aim that Sally had in this episode. So, time to leave the Earth again. Usually it makes sense to visit the shops, sell all your stuff, but well, Sally has already got all her stuff sold through this nice thing that she has. Well, she takes a look at the demon quest first, at the Alchemist quest. The greater demon will be hard to find. Ratchling will be rather easy to find, and also Minotaur is no problem, but the greater demon is a problem. Also, she has got her first quest to finish. Trollmeyer is already done, but the ruins of Kor'Pul, that's going to be the next place for her to visit. And also the second aim for this episode. So, time to enter these ruins. Here she goes, first level of the ruins of Kor'Pul. Luckily she has got a lantern with her, so she can see at least a little, because it's quite dark in here. Considers changing armor, but I don't think that she did so, if I remember correctly. Also this eel skin armor she's carrying around since the first episode, I do not think she will ever use that. Short look around the remaining items. They all give a particular stat bonus that probably could help to learn a particular talent sometime in the future, so she keeps most of them. But this iron plate armor of fire resistance, that worth keeping? Rather not. One last look at the current armor, which has a lot better armor class. And the fire resistance plate armor is gone. Same with this torque, because I almost never use torques. Probably I should at one point, but I never think of that. So, here she goes. Attacked by a snake first, no problem for Sally. However, Sally knows that this is a rather dangerous place. There are often many bandits to be found. Bandits can be dangerous because they do very high damage at times. Also, there are sometimes rather nasty undeads that are especially hard to fight without that skill that she is still lacking. So hopefully she will level up quickly and be able to obtain that skill. She finds the Skin of Many, a very nice artifact armor, which nice defense bonus, constitution bonus, maximum life plus 40 and infravision bonus. That looks better than her current armor. Has a little less armor class, but well, anyway, therefore it has a lot better defense value and a couple of nice additional intrinsics. So, wield that one and transmogrify the impenetrable plate armor. Comes of molds, oozes, other ugly things in a way. And bandits. Believe me, this is not going to be the last bandit she meets down here. Okay, this part down, the bottom right part of the level seems to be scouted. Time to progress further to the west. Flaming Iron Longsword of Massacre. Currently using a tough forged Iron Longsword of Massacre, which is currently a little better. Probably yes, cunning bonus, willpower bonus, mind damage. While the Flaming Longsword of Massacre just gets a little additional fire damage. Here it is. So rather stay with the old sword. What's that? Kind of a lore on the ground. Damn that Smike's Samakis. Damn his insane experiments. Why in the blackest night did I ever agree to take part in them? Oh yeah, because I was broke. Bah. I think I might have considered things differently had I known I'd be transported without my clothes, though. I imagine my embarrassment turning up in a foreign land with my unmentionables on display. Thankfully, I managed to borrow a robe from a friendly farmer and did some work for him to earn gold enough for a bit of food, a journal and a rusty old sword. When I heard there were ruins filled with undead nearby, I knew my calling had come. So, Here I am, a mighty Sun Paladin Teltar, to prove my strength in these foreign lands of the West. But all I've found so far is rats. I hate rats. Well, apparently, once again, there was another hero entering this location before us. This time it is, well, not so experienced Paladin. Let's see if we can find out how this Paladin did down here. Probably a little better than the one whose letters we wrote last time. Wild Infusion of the Titan. Probably interesting. Might that be better than our own Wild Infusion? 14% for 4 turns, 12 turns cooldown. The new one has a cooldown of 14. Well, it has one more turn of reduction, but the longer cooldown kind of sucks, so I'd rather stay with the other one. And probably suddenly we get blinded. Crap. We also get a little damage, so Sally directly uses her regeneration rune to make sure she does not get into trouble. Here is the reason. Emova the Cutpurse, level 13 rare human Cutpurse. Carefully, but again, Sally gets blinded. Crap. Tries to attack further on. One more turn, and finally she can see again. This guy is still only a little injured, 68% of his health remaining. Sally's health dropping dangerously, and still 4 turns until she can use her regeneration rune. So it's time to finally use her healing spell again, when she's down to 177. This healing spell is really of big help. Especially because it's not a rune slot. The rune slot stays free for something else. Absolutely excellent. So, all the enemies are down. Dagger is picked up, but Sally will surely not use a dagger. That's just not her kind of weapon. There she goes. The complete bottom line seems kind of scouted now. So, time to go a little further to the north. Ouch! And she gets confused by this bandit up there. So, wait a little here, and attack. Again, it's a rare human called Vorodava. Vorodava the bandit. But he's only level 11, it should not be a very big problem. Well, so here you see that he's not very experienced. Retreating into the corner, that's not a good decision. Down to 24%. Tries to heal up, but doesn't work. 14%, and he's down. Excellent. Which gives Sally another pair of gauntlets. But at first, Sally considers to get herself another rune activated. Because in this dangerous location where she was already down twice on her hit points in this short time, she needs an emergency escape option, another one. So Sally decides it's time to get her teleportation rune activated. Here it is, teleportation rune of the psychic. So use that one, Sally. And she does not get rid of one of her old ones, but instead she uses one of her points, of her category points, in order to activate an additional rune slot. Apart from that, she gets a little order into her skills, so she puts all the ones to the right side, which are used for mobility. The Rod of Recall, Digging, Face Door, and Teleportation. Hopefully soon there will be another one added to this list. So practically now she's got 3 groups of skills. Mobility skills, the healing and restoration skills, and the direct fighting skills. Here, another lore. Ah, I found the accursed undead that plagued this nefarious dungeon. The skeletal fool was thankfully no match for me. Supposed it helped that he had no arms. I found myself an old shield that, in spite of a few dents, seems surprisingly serviceable enough. Some of these rats are big, and giving them a strong bash with the shield helps to stop their poisonous bites before I get my sword to the necks. I also found a few gems. I may have to hunt around for more, not out of personal greed, of course, but my noble quest requires that I gather resources to defeat that great evils in this land and back home. Diamonds are my favorite, so sparkly. Probably a little greedy, our paladin. It's not so much about his virtues. Well, but at least he's still alive at this point. Let's hope he keeps it like that. This looks a little like a vault, but well, not on the second look. So it seems that the top row is now also scouted. Anything still missing? At this moment, Sally decides to try out the auto-explore function, as suggested to her by a couple of you guys. She does not. The Z button somehow doesn't work, so she does it manually with mouse. And actually, the whole level is scouted. Time to go down to the next. Anything she wants to keep? Don't actually see. I think so. Do I? Flaming longsword? No. Probably what about these? These gauntlets give a strength bonus of 3. And as Sally remembers, her own strength bonus gauntlets only give her a bonus of 2. So time to exchange these. But whoa, take a look at that. Suddenly she is surrounded by a whole lot of dangerous enemies. This snake seems to be a rare enemy and a whole band of bandits coming right after it. That is dangerous. Anyway, at first the old gloves are to be transmogrified. And now here she goes. Time to retreat down to the corridor. At least she has to avoid getting surrounded by the bandits. And that was a good idea because she's directly being blinded. Down in the corridor, here she is. And this is a much better position to fight these guys. Regeneration room activated. Now she cannot be attacked by more than 2 of them at a time. Still they do a lot of damage, so careful progress. Again, blinded. 2 more turns. One by one she slays her path through the whole band of the thieves' bandits. Until she gets blinded again. Holy cow. So the snake comes near. Is this already the rare snake? No, it's not. Was the snake the rare enemy? I'm quite sure there was a rare enemy somewhere around here, but apparently it's not that snake. Still slowly, carefully fighting, Sally manages to beat one after the other. I think this ooze up there, this thing? No, it was not. Here is the rare snake. I knew it was a snake. One more of those outlaws, and here she is. Doing a lot of damage, even with her first hits. I think there's some kind of damage shield that Sally gets damage when she attacks the snake right now. So she activates her regeneration rune, starts the fight. And the snake is down. Excellent. Luckily she can take it out quickly. And seems that the first tough battle is won. Man, that was not easy. Point regenerated when using of the healing spell, and here we go. What's this, by the way? Sally wants to try it out, and apparently this is kind of an, where can we read it? Protective aura. There it is. And what does it do? Plus 5 armor, plus 16 physical strength. Physical save. while standing in here. And there's another thing Sally wants to make use of, which is her pickaxe, in order to dig some paths through the walls. Anyway, Kor'Pul, Kor'Pul. When the farmer told me what this place was called, it reminded me of something, and I think it's coming back to me now. My mother used to tell me a story about our ancestors, how they fled by ship to escape the grasp of an evil sorcerer who dominated the lands. The sorcerer was a vile necromancer who took advantage of the destruction from the spell, blaze and the cataclysm to create huge armies of undead. The people fought against him time and time again, but though he would be defeated, he would still come back sometimes hundreds of years later. And that sorcerer's name was Kor'Pul. Probably just a coincidence. Well, probably not, but I guess we will find out. But at least it sounds like it's getting a little more dangerous for our paladin friend. Well, cloak on the ground. As far as I remember, Sally does not have any cloak at all up to this point, so this is definitely a nice finding. Gives her +7 defense, +6 physical save. Yep, take that, Sally. What we can already see right now is that there are many undead around here. Secret room to be seen, though Sally directly thinks I'm going to be here. No, I did not see many undead, but it is many bandits, even more than usually. And one new interesting item, behemoth hide. A rough hide made from a massive beast. Seeing as it's so weathered but still usable, maybe it's a bit special. Let's check this out. Where is it? Down here. It's an armor which gives us a lot of nice intrinsics. +2 strength, 2 constitution, 20 encumbrance, knockback immunity 10%, life regeneration 0.7, stamina each turn 0.7, max life +45, max stamina +43. Wow, that's one nice piece of armor. Excellent. This one was not bad either, the skin of many, but I think the behemoth hide is a lot better. So, time to change that. Come on, Sally, do it. You know it's better. Yes? Excellent. And time to progress further through the wall. Yeah, it's definitely interesting that there are so many bandits around here. Usually it's more undead and less bandits. Remold. Come on, finish it off. Excellent. And finally, Sally made it to level 11. That gives her the chance to finally learn the rush talent, which gives her the piece of mobility she was still lacking at the moment. Apart from that, strength by 2 points, toughness by 1 point, and 1 more point into her weapons mastery. Umber Hulk, well, does not look too dangerous, level 12. It also takes a lot of damage, just bash it away. Again, Sally's making some more progress on this level. Might that be? Sun Infusion. Psychic. Sun Infusion. She's not intending to get a Sun Infusion. She's got better means of evasion. But now it's time to use the rush talent for the first time. Rushing in 1 turn towards the enemy and directly getting into melee range is a big advantage, especially when fighting kind of archers or something. This place is infested. I've found a lot of skeletons now, and unfortunately most of them have borne a full set of limbs. However, my holy quest cannot to be denied. Plus I got a really great sword off one of those blighters. I can chop anything up easily now. The skeletal mages have been nigh-born nuisance, but I found a new weapon to use against them. A face door rune. As soon as I catch sight of one of those rogue wretches, I activate my rune and boom! I'm away! I'm not fleeing, it's just tactical repositioning. Yes, Mr. Paladin, we know about your level of virtue by now. But well, we cannot deny that at a moment or two we are doing exactly the same. But we're not a Paladin, I think that's something different. So, that looks quite completely scouted to Sally. So, time to use the auto-explorer function again. See if she missed something. Nope, she did not. So, time to retreat to the third and final level. But first, one look at the equipment. Is there anything she wants to keep? That ordinary steel ring might be useful in the future. Probably. The rest can be put away. And finally, Kor'Pul level 3, the final level. Black Jelly, come on, finish it off. And once again blinded those annoying rogues with their blinding attacks. Is that an assassin? Looks quite dangerous. Probably poisonous, so time to kill him quickly. Use of all the special skills. Apart from that, again, Sally tries to get to the very bottom of the level first, or to scout her way down to the from the top to bottom. An orc, at least something for a change. Some small rooms. That was probably the bottom row. So now let's go a little deeper. Nothing too spectacular here so far. Well, little change of the order of her evasive tactics. So now she uses the one the further to the right, the more useful they are for evading. Teleport to get far away, Phase Lure to get a little away, and Rush to get not away but get closer to the enemies. Meanwhile, again she has to fight a couple of rare elite bandits down here. This guy does quite some damage. Regeneration rune time. He also has got some other spell activated that I don't know what it does. However, rush towards him and finish him off, Sally. 31%, 8%, and he's down, giving us Mind Star. Mind Star. Sally will never use a Mind Star. Who's that? Where did he come from? However, at least we know where he goes. Straight down to hell, that's where he goes. Impenetrable iron plate armor of fire resistance. Well, we found a very nice artifact armor just a while ago, so probably rather not. What's going on there? Looks like we've got another tough opponent near again. Here he is. Again, this is a rare enemy, this time a brown mold. You can take quite a lot. Also, you can make quite some damage. Burn. Regeneration. And now, finally, goes a little more down. 30%. That looks good. He teleports, but not to a very clever position. And he's down. Leaving a bow behind. Also not very interesting for Sally. Another bandit blocking the way to the south. Oh my god, this guy did a lot of damage. And here is the entrance to the final vault. I know that because I've been here a couple of times, but not yet. At first, Sally wants to scout the rest of the level. And fight another rare cut purse. This time his name is Xatra. Well, no chance. Xatra. There against guys like these, the rush talent is really helpful to get into melee range quickly and avoid being shot and shot and shot with these dangerous attack spells. especially for a character like Sally, whose weak point is magic users. So, everything scouted, time to go down to the final vault and seek for the boss enemy of this dungeon. It's quiet down here, and dark, very dark. I suppose I should have brought a lantern. Our motto is to bring light into the dark places, but I guess I should have thought about that in practical terms. I've cleared out pretty much all of this area, and there is not much left to explore beyond these last rooms. The adventuring stuff is quite lonely, I must say. I guess keeping this journal helps a bit. I miss home a lot now. I miss Thalia. Maybe I should have said something to her about how I feel, but I guess running away on an adventure seemed easier. How brave of me. I'm not cut out for this paladin work. Here I am, alone in horrible dark dungeon in an unknown land, without a single sound to keep me company beyond the scratching of my own quill. Except for that telephone ringing in the back, and I cannot answer it because I'm not playing right now. I cannot pause it. Sorry, whoever is just calling me. Next time, please call me again later. However, down here, Sally entered the final room. Opening the door, she is expected by a couple of bandits. Okay, just ordinary bandits, not the final boss. Oh, sorry, telephone man. Here comes the boss, the Possessed. He is the leader of a gang of bandits that killed the Shade of Kor'Pul. However, it is obvious the Shade was merely displaced. It is now possessing the corpse of his killer. Wow, that's strange. Usually you just find the Shade here, but this time it's the Shade in the corpse of a bandit. So let's see how this Shade does. I'm not very experienced with fighting a bandit corpse Shade. 4% damage. First, the bandits have to be killed to get a free line of fire against. Here he comes. Fire is always good against undead. Come on, Sally, take it. 83%. Not bad. She uses her special abilities whenever available. She unlocked regeneration, almost down to 50% of her HP, and there he retreats. Probably it's a good idea to kill that bandit first. Well. Come on. And he's down. Let's get back to the Possessed. He tries to retreat. Sally rushes towards him. 24%. He's in trouble now. He's stunned. And he's down. Excellent. The boss enemy is beaten. Leaving a scalper. Well, that's not what Sally hoped for. But well, at least a lot of experience. New level reached. And in this level, finally, level 12, she can learn the Assault class power that she wanted to have all the time. That's one crucial point in her strategy. And she puts also 1 point into Unflinching Resolve, so she can get rid of these nerve-wracking negative effects a little easier. So here she is, taking another look at the equipment. Perhaps she should get rid of some stuff. 2 steel rings, does she need 2? Not sure. Here she's got a ring that gives at least some spell save and magic bonus. Magic bonus is not so important, but spell save is quite cool. She's got only 1 magic ring so far, so there is nothing better she can do than equipping it. Anything else interesting for you, Sally? Rather not, I think. Probably this helmet. Dexterity 2, physical save 11. This one has Constitution 3 and light and darkness resistance. And more armor class. Sounds better, I think. Come on, use that. And then Transmogrify the other one. Transmogrify. That's what it's called. So, here we go. Quick time to scout the rest of the levels. This is room without an entrance, so time to use the pickaxe again. Anything in here? Oh, well, nothing. Let's see on the other side. A dagger, a snake, and yet another bandit. Probably that was the reason why there were so many bandits throughout the whole dungeon from the beginning, because there was a strong group of bandits which actually went through the whole dungeon. Ooh, Shadowblade. And they actually even killed the Shade in the end. The Shade of Kor'Pul. Well, I guess now the dungeon is done. One more time, auto-explore. Nothing more to be found. So, it's time to leave this location. And, well, this is quite a successful quest for today. Well, anything else to keep? Nope. Throw it all away. By now, Sally has a nice little fortune. 283 pieces of gold. Her Troll Camps and Damn Caves quest is done, and she got a new quest, Into the Darkness. It is time to explore some new places, dark, forgotten and dangerous ones. The Old Forest is just southeast of the town of Dirth. The Maze is west of Dirth. The Sandworm Lair is to the far west of Dirth, near the sea. And the Daikara is on the eastern border of the Talorian Forest. Probably one of these locations will be visited by Sally soon. But at first, there is one other place she wants to go to, which she probably has been in the past already. Well, anyway, I think that we can so far be very happy with the development of Sally's adventures, and I hope to see you all again in the next episode. Thanks for your support, and keep enjoying it. Bye everybody.